Welcome. This is David Triana for Making Connections. We have a special virtual edition today. We have a wonderful guest. Her name is Alejandra Gutierrez. She is the director of the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater, and we'll be talking to Alejandra here in a few minutes. Making Connections is produced by Conexion Media Group, and we are also the publishers of the Conexion monthly publication. It's a bilingual publication that we distribute throughout the entire region, covering the Tallahassee area all the way to Mobile and points south of Mobile. And Conexion Media Group, we've had a very busy summer so far, a busy 22 altogether. And the rest of the summer and the fall will also be very busy for us as we lead or sponsor or support all kinds of different events, especially during the upcoming Hispanic Heritage Month celebration that will be observed during the 15 September to 15 October timeframe. And there's a lot of activities that are coming up, and we'll tell you about some of them during our upcoming events segment. Just give you a little bit of perspective on what's coming up during the month. The celebration, ourselves, Conexion Media Group, we're going to have a couple of events that we are leading, including the Hispanic Flavors Fiesta, which is going to include some wonderful Latin food and folklore, a little bit of music also. And then on the 23rd of September, the return of our Unity Gala. Conexion Media Group is the organizer and the leader of the Unity Gala. We've done it for 3 years. But the pandemic kept us from doing it the last couple of years. So we are returning on the for the 4th annual Unity Gala on 23 September. And the major publicity will start here pretty soon. We already have some wonderful sponsors for that, including Florida Power and Light, Cox, the Eglin Federal Credit Union friends over there, also a supporter. We have Florida Blue has already signed up, thanks to Raydel Hernandez. And also we expect Gulf Coast Immediate Care Center and others to line up. So it's going to be a wonderful event, and we want to extend an invitation already for 23 September for the 4th Unity Gala. As I mentioned, we have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Alejandra Gutierrez, and we are going to come right back and talk to Alejandra Gutierrez, the director of the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater.
Do you want to advertise to thousands of Hispanics and non-Hispanics in Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama?
¿Quieres promover tu empresa y producto a miles de hispanos y no hispanos?
Conexion is your most cost-efficient way to do so.
Conexión es tu solución.
We are the largest English and Spanish publication in our region. Our primary mission is to inform, guide, and educate our readers via interesting content.
Somos la publicación mensual en español y en inglés de la más grande distribución en toda la región. Además de las 5,000 copias en papel, tenemos activas las redes sociales, incluyendo Facebook, Twitter e Instagram, y también por Internet.
Conexion is your bridge to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in the region. Call us.
Llámanos.
Hasta que en mi sangre no quede una gota.
Beat Entertainment, Combo Latino y DJ Lex presenta Héctor Acosta, El Dorito.
Me voy de la casa y vengo en anillo. Insúltame, maltrátame como tú quieras.
Héctor Acosta en By Night Club, julio 29.
Mi niña, siempre le pido al Señor por ti.
Fort Walton Beach. Prepárate para el bachatazo con El Dorito. Viernes 29 de julio.
Amorcito enfermito, ya no creen en el optimismo. Se murió.
Este evento es patrocinado por Tony Food Truck, Blue Diamond, Tacos Ángel, Shelty Painting, Gaia Lines Lounge, RW, Cleaning Service, Vida Salón, Florida Remodeling, LSI Consulting, Peppers Restaurant, Emerald Coast Sound, Hermanos J, Llanera Burgers y Conexión.
Aquel cariño.
Estamos de vuelta. We are right back with you, and we have our guest, Alejandra Gutierrez, who is the founder and president of the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater. And Alejandra, first of all, thank you very much for waking up early on Saturday, because I'm sure you take a break on Saturdays like I do. And thank you for being with us at Making Connections, our virtual edition. ¿Cómo estás? How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for the invitation. This is wonderful.
Thank you very much. We've been wanting to come or have you come over and talk to us, because I know you got a bunch of great things that are going on. And but we want to talk about the Tallahassee Theater, the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater entity. Tell us a little bit about you, first of all, Alejandra Gutierrez. What do you do? And then we'll talk about how it got started. Dinos un poco acerca de ti.
Bueno, soy de Venezuela y allí estudié periodismo en la universidad. Después que me gradué, pasé 4 años trabajando con varias compañías y estudiando con varias compañías de teatro en Caracas, ¿no? Then I decided to do a PhD here in the US at the University of Virginia. And one of the reasons was, apart that it's a great program, they had a Tallahassee at a Spanish theater there, a group.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to work with them throughout my 4 years in UVA.
Is that right? So at the University of Virginia is kind of where the concept started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. In fact, it's when that dream of mine started, that I really wanted to have a group, a theater group here in the US, just to show Hispanic plays. So I moved to Tallahassee in 2008. And I started working with some other companies like TWAM.
Right. Theater with a Mission, right?
Theater with a Mission. Yeah. Ben is a big collaborator of
amazing guys, right? Yeah.
So at some point, I decided that I was ready. I knew a lot of people from the theater community here in Tallahassee. That is very solid community here in Tallahassee, the theater people. So I decided, okay, go ahead and found the group, and it's a non-profit organization. I had the help at the beginning and through the whole time of Anita Miller. She's from Colombia, and she also helped me with the whole process, because we have to create the group legally and all that. Sure. And, yeah, and it was great. That was back in 2016.
Oh wow, 6 years already.
Yeah, 5 years. So yeah, but basically, what I want to do with a group is just to show the theater that people are writing in Spain and Latin America. They're doing wonderful things that people just don't know here, because many of the plays aren't translated, or just because no one does those plays.
Correct.
So we do, most of our plays are in English, because I don't want to, what I want is to promote Hispanic theater.
Sure.
So I don't want to limit my audience to only Hispanic people, because I want everyone to be able to enjoy this kind of theater.
Yeah, very important, because it's part of the awareness of the culture that you're doing, in a sense, with all this growth that we're having in North Florida. The Hispanic community is growing greatly. So this is just another way to educate people, I guess, to inform people about the cultural aspect of the Latino community, the Spaniard connection, and then Florida has a huge connection to Spain. So yeah, very smart, because obviously the majority will be English speakers. And,
exactly, yeah. And also because here in the community, there are Hispanic actors, but not too many. So to do my projects, I need non-Hispanic people, and of course they don't speak Spanish, so I have to do it in that's another reason why we do it in English. But it has been, so far it has been great. We've done like 3 or 4 full-length plays, and our most successful event is the Microtheater Festival that we do every summer.
I understand. We're going to the Microtheater Festival here soon, because I know it's coming up, and that's one of the major reasons I wanted you to come over and talk to us here right before it, so we can plug it out there, through social media and everything. Pero a little bit more about the Tallahassee Theater or Hispanic Theater concept. I know it's been 5-6 years now. Obviously, the pandemic probably had an effect on it, but I know you've traveled around and done presentations. What type of activities do you normally seek out? I know obviously you have a theater where you're going to do the microtheater, but do you also do festivals and events that are not necessarily theater?
Exactly, yeah, especially during Hispanic month, people invite us to do things at schools. So we've done a few events in schools here in Tallahassee. We also participated in a fundraiser for the Oasis Women's Center here in Tallahassee. And we participated in all different kinds of events, because also we are not limited to theater. I mean, I can't say that we're just doing theater, because we're doing literature and we do poetry too. So we do that kind of events too, where we do like a poetry recital with music, and then we will do Latin American poets in Spanish and in translation. We've done a few of those, and those are very good too. So yeah, we also participated in the Frenchtown Festival like 4 years ago, and Hola Gasden. And Hola Tallahassee.
Erica Rojas event.
With Erica, yeah, and Hola Tallahassee, the first one here in Tallahassee.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Alejandra, you yourself are a professor
Yes.
of language, Spanish.
Yeah, I'm a professor of Spanish language, culture, anything, theater at FSU.
Right. Well, eventually, hopefully, you'll be starting to do some maybe theater shows in Spanglish, because Spanglish is growing as a language on its own. You know, it's from what I hear. You being a Spanish professor, I'm sure you understand that that's also a big thing going on, ¿verdad?
Hacemos un poquito, siempre hay un poquito de español cuando hacemos las obras, dependiendo, ¿no? de las obras también.
Bueno.
Y algunas veces hemos hecho algunas obras, una versión en inglés y una en español.
Claro, qué bueno.
¿No? Entonces, por ejemplo, hicimos una noche hispana que era poesía de mujeres y un monólogo también, y la poesía era bilingüe y el monólogo 2 días fue en inglés y un día todo el evento fue en español.
Ah, excelente.
Y fue muy muy bien.
And one of the other things that I see that is great on what you do, obviously as a professional actress, because that's what you also do, and the other people that are also, you know, either professional or amateur actors and actresses, whatever, they just want to act, obviously, right? And they want to be, you know, they want to be in front of a crowd. But one of the things that I see is great that you're doing is when you go out and do it to audiences that may not necessarily be in that arena. In other words, like going into the schools and having a show for the kids, because that's probably a good recruitment area for next for actresses and actors, right?
Oh yes, we always recruit people that way. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we do things for children. We've done plays and puppet shows and that kind of things.
Wow.
For the kids. But one of the things that was one of the goals with my group, I really wanted to just invite people not only to go see these shows that are written by Hispanic writers, but also to participate in the
show itself. In the show itself.
Yes, exactly. In the show. Yeah. So we have every project, people coming and going, directors, actors, even writers, people who collaborate with us for a project. So far, we've had like probably maybe 50 people working with us throughout the whole thing.
Wow.
Because it's not like we have a fixed group of people. I mean, sure. I'm in the group and Anita is in the group, and some other the board members are very actively involved. But then people, I invite directors, and then at the end of an event, for example, someone says, "Hey, I'm an actor and I would like to participate in next project." So of course,
that's wonderful. Hey, that's
great. Will come. So that way, we've had a lot of people involved in the theater, and it has been great. That's one of the things I wanted to do too.
So you have a main cadre of actores, actrices, actors, and actresses that are kind of mostly always there for you, and then other people join activities. And
in fact, those no, not really a cast. I mean, maybe 2 people, 3 people, but the rest of just people that I invite that I.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know,
Like everything is always you're not going to see the same actors in every show,
right.
which is something that you know I really wanted to do. I don't want, you know, this is my group and we only do whatever I want with whoever, you know, I decide to, or do it myself. No, that's not the idea. And I don't know, I think the group have been really well received here in Tallahassee. People are always, you know, telling great things about the place, because those are plays that they haven't seen before, or a kind of theater that they haven't seen before. Because no one does that here.
Yes, talking about the variety of people and everybody that, you know, hopefully, you know, sometimes joins you to for certain presentations. I think the concept of the Microtheater Festival is like that, right? Where you have a variety of presentations or acts, and obviously you need a bunch of people for that. So let's go ahead and talk about your upcoming 5th annual Microtheater Festival. Let us tell us first of all when it's taking place and where.
Yes, we always do the Microtheater Festival at Goodwood Museum and Gardens here in Tallahassee. They have like this wonderful space that is like a wooden warehouse where they do events, and it's perfect for the purpose of the festival. So we started doing it there. We've been doing it there for maybe, this is the 4th year, because with the pandemic, we had to do one online. So that one we recorded in the Monticello Opera House. The Monticello Opera House is another of our, you know, partners for the group. So yes, it's Goodwood Museum and Gardens. It is going to be on July 29th and the 30th.
Okay, right.
At 7:30.
I showed the poster that we published in the July edition of Conexion as you were talking. So yes, so now tell us a little bit then about what is actually taking place on the 29th and the 30th over there at the Goodwood Museum and Gardens in Monticello. What type of shows or acts will you have?
Well, Goodwood is here in Tallahassee.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, the one that we recorded, we did it at the Opera House.
I got it. That's where I get
and
a bit
those,
confused.
by the way, those festivals, the one we did online, it was the 3rd, and the one we did last year are available on our website to watch.
Oh,
so if anyone is interested and want to see the play.
That's what's confusing me, because I remember that the other one was in Monticello. So this one, the Goodwood Museum and Gardens, is in Tallahassee itself.
Yeah, it's in Tallahassee. It's our usual venue for this.
Got it. All right. Well, tell us about some of the acts and some of the.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the format of the Microtheater.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's something that is pretty interesting. We started in 2009 in Spain, where a group of directors decided to use a house that used to be a brothel, and they just made all the rooms little theaters. They just renovated the house.
Right.
And then they started doing this event that was 15 minutes play in these non-conventional venues, of course, and a bunch of them at the same time.
Right.
So that's how Microtheater was born. And now there are these kind of festivals in many places, in Latin America, of course, in Mexico, Argentina, in New York, and in Miami. There's a wonderful one, the Microtheater Festival. The Microtheater in Miami is amazing because they do it in shipping containers.
Oh, wow.
They have a series of shipping containers. So the whole point of the Microtheater is this is a more casual kind of event. No?
Right.
It's short, so people get to enjoy many stories, you know, and also it involves, at least that's the way we do it, with music, live music too. So, so that's how we do usually 4 short plays and a short monologue. And then we have music before and in between the plays. And then people have like time between the plays to grab a drink or get some food and socialize in the space, because we do all the plays in the same space. So when you get into the carriage house where the festival is, you can see the 5 scenes there.
Right.
So people just move from one to another.
Oh, wow.
That's the way it works. Yeah. So like I said, it's pretty casual. People bring their own chairs, so we move. It's not very,
and there's food, so they're eating and enjoying.
And people are eating. People are just standing up, watching the plays. Wow. So, and I think that's why this festival has been so successful, because people love to have that opportunity, because you think, okay, theater, I have to go to a theater, sit down quietly for 2 hours.
Right.
And watch that. That's not the case.
You can only take so much of that, right? Exactly. Unless you really love the theater, obviously, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Curiously, I was talking to a coworker of mine who is an actor, and he performs with the acting, groups here in our area for Walton Beach. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned your microtheater, and his ears perked up. He goes, "Wow, what is that?" So I guess they were not familiar with the concept here in Fort Walton, but it is a concept that's worldwide, like you just said, right? And some of the microtheaters are ongoing. In other words, there's
also a lot of people are writing microtheater plays.
Wow!
I mean, three of the writers, the playwrights for this festival, that's what they do. They write short plays. Yeah.
Wow!
And things have changed. La gente ahora no puede sentarse, la gente ahora no tiene la paciencia.
Attention span, la atención.
Exactly. So the short plays are perfect for that.
I think this is also one of those things that probably the young people will enjoy too, because the new Generation Zers and Generation Ys, and they don't want to sit down for too long. They want to keep moving, be able to have their cell if they want to, right, and still watch it. Yeah. Multitasking. Oye, qué bueno. I mean, it sounds like a great event. And algunas cosas más que quisieran decirnos acerca del Microtheater o de Tallahassee.
Sí, bueno, te quería comentar quiénes van a estar tocando en este
Por favor, sí, definitivo.
Sí, la función del viernes 29 de julio.
On Friday, okay.
Tenemos un grupo de música latinoamericana que se llama Talumba.
Okay.
Es un grupo reciente que se ha formado recientemente.
What kind of music do they play? Talumba.
All different kinds of Latin American music.
Wow, okay. Who else?
Okay, they're going to be there on Friday, playing at the beginning and in between the plays. Then on Saturday, we have someone who's been with us since the beginning of the Microtheater. His name is Charles Santiago, and he's a classic guitar player.
Okay.
So he's wonderful, and he's been with us in many productions. But together with him, there's going to be this group, Tocamos Más.
Oh, wow. So a lot of music in this one.
Yeah, and that group is based here in Tallahassee. And they play kind of like salsa. And I just wanted to have, because Charles is going to play the guitar, I wanted to have something more, algo más animado,
sí.
Para la gente también, porque el componente de la música es una cosa que le gusta a la gente.
Is the public okay to dance while the music is going on? Or?
Oh, yeah, they can do that. Yeah. Probably this is the first year that we have salsa, that kind of music, so we'll see what happens.
Wow. Yeah. A lot of variety then. What else? Exactly. What else you got going on?
Well, there's going to be food for purchase by Arepas.
Arepas, all right. Well, arepas venezolanas, delicious.
Exacto. And also there's a bar run by Goodwood that people also can buy drinks and.
Perfecto. And what's the cover charge? Do you have like a cover charge, or how does that work?
Yes, we do. It's $25.
And that gives the people the ability to stay there for as long as they want.
Oh yes, I mean they're going to watch 5 plays and enjoy the live music. The event is like 2 hours.
Outstanding. Sounds like a great event. So this is a different concept than, I mean, the concept is the same, Microtheater, but the variety is different.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that Ben Gunther, he is the MC of the.
Oh my goodness!
That is a show
in itself. In itself, Ben is wonderful.
Yeah, he's the one because of the format, we have to kind of guide people and tell them now we're going to do this, and so he's the one who does that, and he gets really creative doing that.
I'm sure he does. He's got a great mind, very fast in what he thinks and does. And obviously,
Yeah.
and also my actor too, and director, obviously.
And one thing also, we've been wanting to feature local writers or directors, in our playwrights specifically, or writers. Last year, we did one of the plays, was written by someone from Tallahassee, un señor, un abogado que fue al microteatro y al final me contactó y me dijo, ay, me encantó el evento, me gustaría escribir una obra para el teatro.
That's awesome. So he went to watch the show and he got inspired to write one.
Yeah,
Wow.
and because he was a huge fan of this Mexican writer, and there was this short story that he really wanted to adapt to theater. So he did it, and we did it last year, and it was wonderful. We had an original play, and it was amazing.
That's a great story, because that's
and this year, one of the board members and Kevin Carr is his name. He's been with us since the beginning, and we wrote a play, and that play is directed by Ben Gunter.
Oh, wow.
This year, it's the first time that he's also directing, not only being the MC.
Oh, yeah,
so we're very excited about this play that we wrote. It's about Pablo Neruda y Jorge Luis Borges.
Well-known. Yeah, well-known poets. Well, congratulations on everything that you're doing with Tallahassee Hispanic Theater. I think it's a huge thing for the continuation of the growth of the Hispanic community here in an area that is not necessarily Hispanic. Like a lot of people, I tell a lot of people, that's one of the things that, and why do we do the things we do in our region? Because we want to bring people together and integrate our communities to the non-Hispanic side of the house. And the community of Hispanics, it will continue to grow. And we're not at the level of Tampa or South Florida yet, and we probably won't be for many, many years. But we have to start doing those things that help us integrate to the
and that's exactly the goal of our theater group. Exactly the same work that you're doing with your group. That's what we want to do, just to get everyone involved, not only the Hispanic community.
Exactly. So again, the 5th annual Microtheater Festival is going to take place on 29 and 30 July. It's going to be 7:30 p.m. That's next week already. Goodwood Museum and Gardens in Tallahassee, and make sure that you attend, because it sounds like a wonderful activity. To close out, I know you are a nonprofit organization. Do you have any people that you want to thank for supporting you, and maybe get a message out there for anyone that wants to help your nonprofit?
Yes, I want to invite anyone who wants to participate in any capacity, volunteer, acting, directing, they can contact us. We have our website, www.tallahasseehispanictheater.com. And we also have our Facebook page. So if anyone is interested in collaborating, please. And yes, I wanted to say thank you to COCA, Visit Tallahassee, and City of Tallahassee. Those are our main sponsors.
Wonderful.
And also, of course, Goodwood, that is, they're our partners for the festival since the beginning. So yeah, they're the ones who, made this possible.
Outstanding. But you are the heart of it, and your people and the people that assist you with your organization, obviously. And yes, most definitely, the support of those entities you just mentioned is hugely important. And we thank them on behalf of all the Latinos that we know for helping you do what you do in Tallahassee. And we're looking forward to going over there and hopefully getting a chance to see this time around. We're going to go ahead and close out our interview here with Alejandra Gutierrez, the founder and current president of the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater, who has just told us all about the theater itself, and also the great event they got coming up next week on the 29th and 30th, the 5th annual Microtheater Festival in Tallahassee. Alejandra, muchísimas gracias. Continue the great work that you're doing, and we are at your service. Okay.
No, gracias a ti por la oportunidad de dar a conocer el evento también. Ojalá la gente pueda venir de otros lugares a verlo.
Exacto, and we hopefully will have you Come down here one of these
Oh,
days, okay?
absolutely. We have to do that.
Perfecto. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. We're going to come right back with the upcoming events in the entire region within the next couple of months. So there's great events coming up. We'll be right back.
Long down the road, we got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Welcome back. Here are some of the upcoming events in our region.
If you've been affected by suicide, you're not alone. Suicide is a leading cause of death that affects millions each year. In most cases, it happens when stressful life events overload the coping abilities of someone suffering from a mental health condition. And the most common condition associated with suicide is depression, an illness that goes undiagnosed or untreated far too often. But the research is clear. Suicide is preventable if we work together. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has set a bold goal to reduce the annual suicide rate 20% by 2025. We can save tens of thousands of lives, but we need the help of everyday heroes like you. People have suffered in silence for too long, and too many families have had to weather their losses alone. You can change that. We need you to be the voice for suicide prevention because talk saves lives. Learn how you can fight suicide. Visit afsp.org today.
Well, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end, and we have reached the end of this particular Making Connections interview show, the virtual edition. We want to thank first Alejandra Gutierrez from the Tallahassee Hispanic Theater for being with us and telling us all about the organization and also that wonderful event of the Microtheater Festival, the 5th annual Microtheater Festival they got coming up on 29 and 30 July. We want to thank those of you that have watched the show and ask you to continue following us via our Conexion YouTube channel and also as we share it through our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and the other means of social media platforms that we use. We ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can follow us as we push our shows into the channel. And please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and may God continue to bless you in all your endeavors. We'll see you on the next show. Nos vemos en el próximo programa de Making Connections.